Good morning from Wild Coffee Homestead. I think it's time. I hope it's not too late. These tomatoes have gotten so tall, they're actually growing up into the grow lights. I noticed this morning, and actually I think they're root bound, and I need to get them out of there, get them into the ground. And I'm going to share with you guys some tips that I learned from a friend on how to amend your soil to give you the best tomatoes. Come on, let's go on. Get these guys out to the garden. They will be so happy to be able to spread their roots. Welcome to Miss B's garden. My name's Bonnie, so that's why I got the Miss B from, and it's B-E-E, because there's lots of bees in here. Matter of fact, last fall I got just bombarded with stinging wasps and bees and all sorts of things, but hopefully they've calmed down a little bit. But you can see there's lots of green still in the garden, a lot of things still growing, which is absolutely wonderful. The collards and kale and some of the herbs and peppers. So those are staying put, but we're going to be adding lots of new peppers and tomatoes and eggplants to the garden. They're ready to go in there, so we're going to get our hands dirty, amend the soil, and put them in. I am not a professional gardener by any means, but I do take lots of notes from my friends who are. Jess from Roots and Refuge Farm is an incredible mentor. Elise from the Urban Harvest is here local. She lives about 30 minutes away from me. Incredible mentor. So here are some of the tricks that they have taught me. I have a carton of fresh laid eggs from my girls. First season that I've been able to do that, so I'm excited. But I'm going to dig a hole as deep as I can in these raised beds, place an egg down into the hole, tap it and crack it. Put a little soil over it, not much, just enough to cover the egg. Then I'm going to take my tomato plants. I'm going to start off with the Super Sweet 100. Those were my absolute favorite the last 2 seasons. There's a small cherry tomato, but they are like candy. I would literally send them in baggies in Kevin's lunch so he could snack on them. They're so good. I'm going to trim the lower leaves and get the stem of the tomato plant down as deep as I can. There's little hairs along them, and those will all be roots. So they will be much happier the deeper I can get them. So the egg's going in first, and then I'm going to amend the soil. I always use earthworm castings, basically worm poop. Someday we're going to get our own worm farm going. Haven't got to it yet, but that's on our to-do list. I use a handful of earthworm castings, little Dolimite to sweeten the soil, make it less acidic. This was the new one to me. Crab meal, natural crab meal fertilizer, and it smells like crab, it's stinky. And then also sea kelp. Not much of either. In each hole, stir it around the soil and put your plants in. And I will tell you, I had the best harvest, best, healthiest plants, other than pests, making holes in them and eating them and destroying them. But we got past that. I think they got too full. But those are the tricks that I've learned. Elise has shared these products. I will put the description of them in the site here. Have Kevin do that. But I'm hoping this season, we will do as well. I know I can already see the pest out here, so I know it's going to be a battle, especially these little babies. It's like throwing your babies into the lion's den. I'm sorry, babies, but you got to toughen up, be strong. We can do this. Also have some Seminole pumpkin. They aren't going in here. I got to show you. They're so pretty. Let's see if I can get you out of here. Seminole pumpkin, if you haven't tried those are amazing in Florida. It's basically a winter squash, which means it's hard Grows on a very huge vine. That's why I can't allow it to be in here. It will take over this whole garden. But they are so delicious. It reminds me of a little bit of an acorn squash. My friend Lee has a recipe that she made for us, and it was absolutely delicious. So I'm anxious to try that this season. So we got Seminole pumpkins and lots of eggplants. My favorite variety of eggplant last year was the Rosa Bianca. Makes a big, beautiful eggplant with lavender and white. It's pretty as it is delicious, but we would make fillets of that and do them kind of like in our air fryer with breading. So delicious. Trying some new varieties. Casper was another one from last season. Big white eggplants. They were delicious. Where are my new ones? There they are. Rosita. Haven't tried it. I'll let you know how it goes. And also Mizuno eggplant. They're kind of puny. I think they might have gotten covered by the big ones. I'm not sure why they didn't come up, so I don't know if those will make it, but I'm anxious to try some new ones. We really like eggplant. I tend to steer towards things that do well in our area, and eggplant is one of them. I will be direct sowing okra seeds soon. They do amazing, and they will go all the way through next October whenever I decide to cut them down and get them out of the way. So they will be going direct seed into the garden. A lot of beans will be going direct seed. So these are just my starters that I've done inside under grow lights. So I'm going to go ahead and get some in the ground here, especially the tomatoes. They are just ready to go. Well, thanks for coming along today. I just wanted to share those little tips with you. They made all the difference last fall. So I'm hoping they will this spring. I just want to share that with you. Is this not the most beautiful lemon balm? It did really well. I have 3 more over there that are just as plentiful and beautiful. Smells so good. So lemon balm is staying put. But thanks for coming along. Appreciate all your info and suggestions. So don't be afraid to pipe in and make comments. I love those. I learn from them. We're a community, so I think it's awesome that we can learn from each other. Hope you guys have an amazing spring week. Till I see you next time. Bye-bye. Okay, this is day 2. Something is coming out here and digging all my little baby seedlings up. I'm guessing it's squirrels, but I'm not sure. This is not nice. I take such good care of them and pamper them. And then they get abused and ripped out of the ground. I've already put them back in once. I guess I'll be putting them back in the ground again. That's so wrong. And over here I got something munching them. Ah, pest. Munch marks on my peppers, more munch marks on my peppers. Buggers. And my poor little eggplant over here is just plain ripped out of the ground. Ay, ay, ay. What's a girl gonna do?